ever I was born.
Adita, I've thought of something. I want a boat at once.
A boat? No, no, you cannot. Apollodorus, speak to the queen.
Beautiful queen. I am Apollodorus, a Sicilian, your servant from the bazaar.
I have no time for carpets today. Get me a boat.
You cannot go on the water except in the royal barge.
Royalty of Tatatita lies not in the barge, but in the queen. A touch of your majesty's foot on the meanest boat in the harbor will make it royal.
Sort of like how your president, whatever airplane he's on, immediately becomes Air Force One.
Oh, there, boatman. Hey! Whither shall I row, my queen?
To the lighthouse, come!
Stand! You cannot pass.
How dare you? Do you know that I am the queen?
I have my orders. You cannot pass.
Tatatita, strangle him.
Keep off there. Pass on to the palace and take the queen in.
She seemed way too eager to do that.
Right.
How if I do neither? Then I'll drive this pylon through it. At your service, my friend.
Help him, help him!
Nice.
I shall not need help, my lady.
Wait a second.
What should it be?
That sword he's using.
Roman against Sicilian.
That's a Turkish sword.
Good eye.
Yeah, that type of sword wouldn't be around for another, I want to say, 1,500 years.
Help! Help!
They're just like, ah, it's vaguely gladius shaped. We'll go with it.
You don't slash with a gladius. You stab with it. You idiot. That's what it's designed for.
He skipped that day.
Thrust your knife into the dog's throat, Apollodorus.
Antonio, let me go. Oh, there, God. Help!
Help the little Roman reptile. Spit him on your sword.
What is this? Make your report, soldier.
This old woman's dangerous. She's as strong as 3 men.
Centurion, he would have slain the queen.
So I would sooner than let her pass. Cleopatra, I am loath to offend you, but without Caesar's express orders, I dare not let you pass beyond the Roman lines. You must withdraw into the palace and examine your carpets there.
I will not. I am the queen. Caesar doesn't speak to me as you do. Have Caesar's centurions changed manners with his scullions?
I do my duty. That is enough for me. Majesty, when a stupid man is doing something he is ashamed of, he always declares it his duty. As for you, Apollodorus, you may thank the gods you are not nailed to the palace door with a pylon for your meddling. Is this woman your wife? Jupiter, no! Ladies, not a very striking figure in her own way, but she is not my wife.
Roman, I am Tatatita, the mistress.
Keep your hands off my men, mistress, or I'll have you pitched into the harbor though you were as strong as 10 men.
See who my sis loves best. Her servant Tatatita or a dog of a Roman.
2 more men to this post here. See that no one leaves the palace but this man and his merchandise. If he draws his sword again, kill him.
I love how it's just a running joke that she's ugly. Like, they're just openly, like, we'll go with it. We'll lean into it.
Get about your business.
You ought to know better. Off with you.
Do not tantalize a poor man.
Queens, the centurion is still at hand. The Roman soldiers are incorruptible when their officers are looking. I shall have to carry your word to Caesar.
Are these carpets very heavy?
Oh. Did you get an ad?
Nope. Did you?
Matters not hard.
Yeah.
There are plenty of...
I'm at 103.1.
I'm at 103.10.
Okay. Will you pause and I'll catch up?
Yeah, I'm paused already.
Cool.
103.10. Just let me know when you're good to
How
go.
do they put them into the boats? Do they throw them down?
Not into the small boats, Majesty. It would sink.
3, 2, 1, go.
Play.
Too small.
But you can take a carpet to Caesar in it if I send one.
Assuredly.
And you will have it carried gently down the steps and take great care of it. Great care.
More than of my own body.
Good. Come, Tatatita. No, Apollodorus, you must not come. I'll choose my carpet myself. You must wait here.
Follow this lady. Obey her.
This way. And take your shoes off before you put your feet on those stairs.
Half those guys aren't even wearing shoes.
Listen, were you sent here to watch me or watch the Egyptian?
We know our duty.
Well, then why don't you do it? Look! The Egyptians are moving. We're going to recapture the pharaohs. They were attacked by land and sea along the Great Mole.
Look over there. That works.
The hunt is up.
That is a big set, just for one shot.
Seriously. It's a big-ass soundstage.
I think that's outside,
It
to be
would
honest.
have to be, right? Like,
Yeah.
This has been a mad expedition. We should be beaten. The Egyptians cannot be such fools as not to storm the barricade and swoop down on
The Lighthouse of Alexandria, was that also a fortress as well? Because
risk.
it seems logical to me that you make something that big, you might as well make it a defense
yeah,
harbor.
you would think so. I don't know the answer to that. I think it got destroyed in an earthquake, and they just like repurposed the stone. But
Well, didn't half of Alexandria? I know a lot of the ancient cities actually underwater nowadays. 2,000 years of erosion and
right.
And take another look at our chances. My age.
Except the peninsula that Alexander the Great built. That's still there. They're like, oh, we're on an island, you can't get us. And he's like, oh.
Watch my soldiers throw stones every day.
Yeah.
Until we make a bridge.
Yeah.
Well, every dog has his day. I've had mine. I cannot complain. These dates aren't bad, Rufio. That's my old Caesar. It's a great war. Now we've got rid of the women.
Okay.
You again? Keep your distance. Come within a yard of me, you old crocodile, and I'll give you this in your jaw.
Peace, Roman fellow. You are now single-handed.
Single-handed. There are at least 2 more Romans behind him.
Right.
It has rolled up in 10 precious goblets of the thinnest Iberian crystal, and 100 eggs of the sacred blue pigeon.
Oh, Cleopatra's in there, isn't she?
On my head,
Is she? I don't know.
Who could say?
Those eggs of which the lady's feast must weigh more than a pound apiece. This boat is much too small for such a load. Yes, it's small! Ah, thou injurious porter. Oh, thou unnatural son of a she-camel. My boat can carry 5 men. Shall it not carry your lordship and a bale of pigeons' eggs? Oh, thou mangy dromedary. The gods shall punish thee for this envious wickedness. I cannot quit this vale now to beat thee, but another day I will lie in wait for thee.
Peace there, all of you.
In the name of the god Apollodorus, run no risks.
Three Stooges all of a
Fear
sudden?
not, thou venerable grotesque. I guess it's great worth. Into the boat with it gently, my sons, my children. Gently, dogs! So, 'tis well.
Do not step on it! Do not step on it!
Be not excited, mistress. All is well.
Oh, thou brute beast, thou hast given my heart a turn.
Here. You hungry one? Robber of the poor.
It's not enough!
Oh, bounteous prince. Oh, lord of the Tsar.
Oh, favored of the gods.
Oh, father to all.
Porters of the market.
Farewell, Perdita. I shall be at the lighthouse before the Egyptians.
The gods speed thee!
Farewell, valiant pilum pitcher.
All those bit part guys had so much fun filming that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if that's Stuart Granger actually singing, the actor who's playing Apollodorus.
oh,
I know he was
good question.
I know he was a pretty talented guy. I think he holds the holds the record for the longest sword fight scene in the 1950s.
No kidding. In what?
I believe that the movie is called Scaramouche, set in pre-revolutionary France.
Okay.
Caesar, our brave mariners have captured a treasure. Our enemies are delivered into our hands.
In that bag?
Wait till you hear, Caesar. This bag contains all the letters that have passed between our enemies.
Well,
Well, we shall now know who your foes are. The name of every man who's plotted against you since you crossed the Rubicon may be in these papers, for all we know.
put them in the fire.
Put them
In the fire. Do have me waste
He
your
would
time
not
on
have done that.
be
No,
my friends
no.
when I proved that my friendship is worth more than that of my enemies.
But your honor, the honor of Rome.
I do not make human sacrifices to my honor as your druids do. Since you won't burn them, at least I can drown them.
Splat.
Caesar, this
Are,
is mere
are they just trying to get over like the
treachery.
clemency thing?
For
Is
the
that
sake of a paradox.
Maybe.
And when the island is finished preaching, call me again.
Oh, Caesar, my great master. If only I could persuade you to regard life seriously as men do in my country.
Do they truly do so, Britannis?
Well, have you not been there? Have you not seen them? What Britain speaks as you do in your moments of levity? What Britain neglects to attend the services at the sacred grove? What Britain wears clothes of many colors as you do, instead of plain blue, as all solid, well-esteemed men should. These are moral questions.
I like this guy.
Yeah, me too.
Well, my friend, someday I shall settle down and wear a blue toga, perhaps. Meanwhile, I must get on as best I can in my flippant Roman way.
What now?
Hail!
Oh, what is this? Who are you? How did you come here?
Calm yourself, my friend. I'm not going to eat you.
Oh, did you get an ad?
Every day can
Nope.
be extraordinary.
Wow, I'm getting so many more ads than you.
Total yogurt.
I'm at 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 4 seconds.
I got 2 ads.
Dang. The editor's gonna be earning his bread today.
That's right.
Hail, Caesar!
So I'm at 110.02. What are you at?
110.04.
Okay. 3, 2,
I am Apollodorus,
1,
Sicilian.
play.
An artist, a vagabond.
Peace, Mayor Apollodorus is a famous patrician amateur.
And I beg the gentleman's pardon. I understood him to say he was a professional.
Welcome, Apollodorus. What is your business?
First, to deliver to you a present from the Queen of Queens,
Who is that?
Cleopatra of Egypt.
Apollodorus, this is no time for playing with presents. Pray you go back to the Queen and tell her that if all goes well, we shall return to the palace this evening.
Caesar, I cannot return. As I approached the lighthouse, some fool threw a great leathern bag into the sea. It broke the nose of my boat. I had hardly time to get to the shore before my poor little cotton
Whoops.
sank.
I am sorry, Apollodorus. The fool shall be rebuked. Well, what have you brought me? The Queen
Awesome.
will be hurt if I don't look at it.
What
Caesar,
timing?
Have we time to waste on this trumpery? The Queen's only a child.
Just so. That's why we mustn't disappoint her.
Caesar, it's a Persian carpet, a beauty. And in it are, so I'm told, pigeon's eggs and crystal goblets and fragile precious things. I dare not from my head have it carried
Fragile
up that
precious
ladder
things.
Causeway.
Swing it up by the crane, then.
The crane? Oh, Caesar, I have sworn to tender this bale of carpet as I tender my own life.
Then let them swing you up at the same time. If the chain breaks, you and the pigeon's eggs will perish together.
Is Caesar serious?
His manner is frivolous, because he's an Italian. But he means what he says.
Serious or not, he spake well. Give me a squad of soldiers to work the crane.
No, it's worked by an elderly Tyrian and his son. Well-conducted youth, 14.
What? An old man and a boy work that? 20 men, you mean?
No, 2 only, I assure you. They have counterweights on a machine with boiling water, which I don't understand. So it isn't a British design. Leave the crane to me. Go on the way to the chain.
Good. You will see me presently there, rising like the sun with my treasure.
You really going to wait here for this foolery, Caesar?
Why not?
The Egyptians will let you know why not if they've got enough sense to make a rush before our barricade's finished. And here we are, waiting like children to see a carpet full of pigeons' eggs.
Fear not, my son Rufio. When the first Egyptian takes his first step along the mole, the alarm will sound. And we too will reach the barricade before the Egyptians. We too, Rufio. I, an old man, and you, his biggest boy. And the old man will get there first. I wish I had some more of those dates.
Lower away! Lower away!
Amusingly anachronistic. Just a bit.
Further on. So, all up. Gently, slowly, mind the eggs.
How much are you willing to bet he was white-knuckling it all the way up?
Yeah, right. I'm sure that's him doing the stunt, too.
Stand off, my friends. Let Caesar see.
Nothing but a heap of short. Where are the pigeons' eggs?
Approach Caesar and search for them in the shoals.
Treachery. Stand back, Caesar. As the shores move, there's something alive in there. Oh, it's a serpent.
Yeah, Caesar thrust his hand in where the serpent moves.
Treacherous dog.
Please put up your swords. Polydorus, your serpent seems to breathe very regularly. Why, this is a pretty little snake. The rest of you.
Father. Oh, Caesar. A man stood on me in the boat, and then a great sack or something fell upon me out of the sky. Then the boat sank, and then I was swung up into the air and bumped down.
Well, never mind. Here you are, safe and sound at last.
Aye, now that she's here, what are we going to do with her?
But Caesar, this is not proper. She cannot stay here without the companionship of some matron. Shocking.
Aren't you glad to see me?
Yes, I'm very glad. Rufio's very
She
angry.
needs an escort.
You're right.
You can have their heads cut off, can't you?
Wouldn't be so useful with their heads cut off as they are now, my seabird. We shall have to go away presently and cut off some of your Egyptians' heads. How you like being left here with a chance of being captured by the little brother of yours if we're beaten, huh?
You mustn't leave me alone, Caesar. You will not leave me alone, will you?
What? Not when the trumpet sounds and all our lives depend upon Caesar being at the barricade before the Egyptians, eh?
Let them lose their lives. They are only soldiers.
Cleopatra, when that trumpet sounds, we must take every man his life in
Did
his
they use,
hand
like,
and throw
Queen
it into
Elizabeth
this.
makeup on her? Like, why is she so pasty white?
There's not
I have no idea.
more sacred than your head.
Maybe she's Irish. The Irish don't tan, we burn. I can personally attest to this.
Caesar, young ladies on my back. My boat is sunk. Yours are either at the barricade or have returned to the city.
Doesn't matter. I will not go back. Nobody cares for me.
Oh, Cleopatra.
You want me to be killed.
My poor child, your life matters
Oh.
not here to anyone but yourself. Come, Rufio.
Caesar, do not leave me.
Caesar, we are cut off. The Egyptians have landed from the western harbor between us and the barricade.
Rufio, my men of the barricade are lost. I've murdered them.
Aye, that's what comes of fooling with this girl here.
I know, we must defend ourselves here.
But I thrown the ladder into the sea. They can't get in without it.
And we can't get out if you thought of that.
Not get out? Why not? You have ships in the East Harbor.
Our galleys are standing in towards us already.
And pray by what road are we to walk to the galleys?
A road that leads everywhere. The diamond path of the sun and the moon. How far's the nearest galley?
50 fathom.
No, nearly a quarter of a mile, Apollodorus.
Defend yourselves here until I send a boat from that galley.
Have you wings, perhaps?
Water wings, soldier! Behold!
Bravo, Apollodorus! Bravo! By Jupiter, I will do that too. Prisoners. Are you mad? You shall not. Why not? Can I not swim as well as he?
Can an old fool dive and swim like a young one?
Oh,
Rufio, you forget yourself.
I'll race you to the galley for a week's pay, Father Rufio.
Me? What is to become of me?
I'll carry you on my back to the galley like a dolphin. Rufio, when you see me rise to the surface, throw her in.
No, I shall be drowned.
And then in with you after her, both of you.
Caesar, I am a man. And
Didn't Caesar also,
I must have a boat.
this is based off a real thing that happened, right?
Until I recapture the lighthouse.
Ah.
Now, Rufio,
Have you made up your mind to this folly?
I don't think he went for a swim, but
I don't want to
The Egyptians attacked and he had to swim back to the,
Do not let yourself be seen in the more fashionable part of Alexandria until you change your clothes.
Oh, Polydorus! The fight upon the blue above is purple on the green below!
Let me see. He'll be drowned.
uh-oh.
okay. This
They had way too much fun doing that.
right. Literally just heave ho.
Caesar will not forget
We're going after him.
He can't swim.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Just Julius Caesar doing the breaststroke with Cleopatra on his back. Yeah.
Another
Makes sense.
royal banquet in Caesar's honor? These Romans are magicians. For 6 months, a mere handful of them have held the palace against the whole of Egypt's armed forces.
And look at their escape from the pharaohs. Who but a magician could swim like a dolphin at Caesar's age, carrying the queen on his back?
That might be the queen's magic. She rides on Caesar's back on land now, as on the sea.
Euphemism for something?
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably.
Yeah, because we know for the fact that he took her as his mistress.
Yes. Yeah.
And she had a son by him, but she named him Caesarion, if I'm not
Caesarion, exactly right. Who Augustus executed when he was like 14, 15.
I will find
thought it was 17.
how to make myself
You could be right. Teenager, for sure.
Silence. Do you know why I allow you all to chatter impertinently just as you please, instead of treating you as Fatata Tita would treat you if she were queen?
Because you try to imitate Caesar in everything. And he lets everyone say what they please to him.
No. But because I asked him one day why he did so. And he said, let your women talk and you will learn something from them. What have I to learn from them, I said. What they are, said he. And oh, you should have seen his eyes as he said it. You would have curled up, you shallow thing. At whom are you laughing? At me or at Caesar?
At Caesar?
If you were not a fool, you would laugh at me. And if you were not a coward, you would not be afraid to tell me so.
Hey ho. I wish Caesar were back in Rome.
It will be a bad day for you when he goes. Oh, if I were not ashamed to let him see that I am as cruel at heart as my father, I would make you repent that speech. Why do you wish him away?
He makes you so terribly prosy and serious and learned and philosophical. It's worse than being religious at our ages.
Cease this endless cackling, will you? Hold your tongues.
Well, well, we must try and live up to Caesar.
Plotinus craves the ear of
Never a good idea to tease the queen
No.
or anyone.
No.
I told you not to deny things.
Even if you're her ladies in waiting or whatever.
As if I saw
Yeah.
whom you please,
Always
whom I
just be a yes man.
Right.
Go, take the bribe and bring in Plotinus. But don't answer me. Go. I want to learn to play the harp with my own hands. Caesar loves music. Can you teach me?
Assuredly. I and no one else can teach the queen. All other teachers are quacks. I have exposed them repeatedly.
Good, you shall teach me. How long will it take?
Not very long, only 4 years. Your Majesty
Only
must
4
first
years.
be
Right.
proficient in the philosophy of Pythagoras. And
Has
then...
she become proficient in the philosophy of Pythagoras?
Oh, she is but a slave. She learns as a dog learns.
I will learn as a dog learns, for she plays better than you. You shall give me a lesson every day for a fortnight. After that, whenever I strike a false note, you shall be flogged. If I strike so many that there is no time to flog you, you shall be thrown into the Nile to feed the crocodiles. Give the girl a gold piece and send them away.
But true art...
The look on the guy's face like,
Yeah.
What is this? Answering the queen forsooth, out with you. Well, Plotinus, what is the latest news from your rebel friends?
I am no friend of rebellion, and a prisoner does not receive news.
You are no more a prisoner than I am, than Caesar is.
It's weird to think about that, like, the earliest musical notation we have, and even that's, like, really rudimentary, is, like, the early medieval era. So all the music we have from, like, before that, it's almost entirely reconstructed.
And do not understand these matters.
I see you do not know the latest news, Plotinus.
What is that?
That Cleopatra is no longer a child. Shall I tell you how to grow much older and much, much wiser in one day?
I should prefer to grow wiser without growing older.
Well, go up to the top of the lighthouse. and get someone to take you by the hair and throw you into the sea.
She's right, Pothinus. You will come to the shore with much conceit washed out of you. Begone, all of you. I will speak with Pothinus alone. What are you waiting for?
It is not meet that the queen remain alone.
Must I sacrifice you to your father's gods, Patatatita, to teach you that I am queen of Egypt and not you?
You are like the rest of them. You want to be what these Romans call a new woman.
Now, Pothinus, why did you bribe Patatatita to bring you hither?
Cleopatra, what they tell me is true. You are changed.
Do you speak with Caesar every day for 6 months, and you will be changed?
It is common talk that you are infatuated with this old man.
Infatuated? What does that mean? Made foolish, is it not? Oh, no, I wish I were.
Wish that you were made foolish. How so?
When I was foolish, I did what I liked. Now that Caesar has made me wise, it is no use my liking or disliking. I do what must be done and have no time to attend to myself. This is not happiness, but it is greatness. I think if Caesar were gone, I could govern the Egyptians.
Cleopatra, this may be the vanity of youth.
No, it is not that I am so clever, but that the others are so stupid.
Truly, that is the great secret.
Now, tell me what you came to say.
Nothing.
Nothing?
At least to beg for my liberty, that is all.
For that you would have knelt to Caesar? No, Pothinus. You came with some plan that depended on Cleopatra being a little nursery kitten. Now that Cleopatra is a queen, your plan is upset.
Is Cleopatra then indeed a queen, and no longer Caesar's prisoner and slave?
Pothinus, we are all Caesar's slaves. All we in this land of Egypt, whether we will or no. And she who is wise enough to know this will reign when Caesar departs.
You harp on Caesar's departure.
What if I do?
Does he not love you?
Love me? Pothinus, Caesar loves no one. He makes friends with everyone as he does with dogs and children. His kindness to me is a wonder. Neither mother, father, nor nurse have ever taken so much care of me, or thrown open their thoughts to me.
There actually is a little bit of debate about that as to whether Cleopatra actually cared for Caesar or Antony, or whether it was just like pure political ambition. You know.
Perhaps I should have asked then. Do you love him?
Can one love a god? Besides, I love another Roman. No god, but a man. One who can love and hate. And one whom I can hurt would hurt me.
Does Caesar know this?
Yes.
He is not angry?
He promises to send him to Egypt to please me.
I do not understand this man.
You understand Caesar. How could you? I do, by instinct.
Your Majesty caused me to be admitted today. What message has the Queen for me?
This. You think that by making my brother king, you will rule Egypt, because you are his guardian and he is a little silly.
The Queen is pleased to say so.
The Queen is pleased to say this also. Caesar will eat up you, and Achilles, and my brother, as a cat eats up mice. And he will put on this land of Egypt as a shepherd puts on his garment. When he has done that, he will return to Rome, and leave Cleopatra here as his viceroy.
That he shall never do. We have 1,000 men to his 10, and we shall drive him and his beggarly legions into the sea.
You rant like any common fellow.
Cleopatra!
Enough! Tatatita! Caesar has spoilt me for talking to weak things like you.
I know to whom I must go now. Let me go forth from this hateful place.
What angers you?
The curse of all the gods of Egypt be upon her. She hath sold her country to the Roman, that she may buy it back from him with her kisses.
Fool, did she not tell you that she would have Caesar gone?
You listened?
I took care that some honest woman should be at hand whilst you were with her.
Mark this, mistress. You thought before Caesar came that Egypt should presently be ruled by you and your crew in the name of Cleopatra. I set myself against...
Aye, that it might be ruled by you and your crew in the name of Ptolemy.
Well, better me, or even you, than a woman with a Roman heart. And that is what Cleopatra is now become. Whilst I live, she shall never rule. So guide yourself accordingly.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, that's not a bargain I'd lock myself into.
You better be ready to back up that boast with swords.
Right.
Wait here.
Yeah, Your Excellency. The Roman commander will await Caesar here.
That was a climb. How high have we come?
We are on the palace roof, O beloved of victory.
Good. And the beloved of victory has no more stairs to get up.
Caesar approaches.
Why, Rufio? A new baldric. A new golden pommel to your sword. And you've had your hair cut. Oh, but not your beard. Impossible. Perfumed by Jupiter Olympus.
Well, is it to please myself?
No, Rufio, my son, but to please me, to celebrate my birthday.
Your birthday. You always have a birthday when there's a pretty girl to be flattered, or an ambassador.
He must be
to
Greek if
visit
he's
her.
wearing that beard.
Oh, we had 7 of them in 10 months last
Well,
year.
didn't Romans have beards?
Not fashionable until, 2nd century Common Era. They only let it grow out if they were in mourning.
What is it?
Pothinus wants to speak to you.
Well, didn't Mark Antony have a beard?
Not in the
going on
bust
here
that I've
among the
seen.
women.
If you've seen
Oh, yeah.
elsewise, I'm certainly not like the end-all
Why
be-all
not?
expert. But
Have I not told you always to let prisoners escape unless there are special orders to the contrary? Are there not enough mouths to be fed without his?
Yes, and if you'd have a little sense and let me cut his throat, you'd save his rations. Anyway, he won't escape. He prefers to stay and spy on us.
they certainly didn't have that Victorian like twist at the end.
I dare say
So-
you'll do what you like. Don't
Was
put
it
it
ever
on
in
me.
fashion, even in Victorian times?
Yeah, you gotta wonder.
Let's have him in.
Someday I'm gonna bring back the Charlie Chaplin toothbrush mustache. That's probably
It-
forever out of fashion.
Yes, thanks to a certain Austrian individual.
Who's diamonds besides Cleopatra?
Polydorus, the Sicilian.
Oh, that popinjay.
Come, the popinjay is an amusing dog. Tells a story, sings a song.
That
and saves us
popinjay.
the trouble of flattering the queen.
Well, he can swim a bit and fence a bit. It might be worse if only he knew how to hold his tongue.
But gods forbid he should ever learn. Ah, Pothinus. You're welcome. What's the news this afternoon?
Caesar, I come to warn you of a danger, to make you an offer.
Never mind the danger. Make the offer.
Never mind the offer. What's the danger?
Caesar, you think that Cleopatra is devoted to you.
My friend, I already know what I think. Come to your offer.
I will deal plainly. I know not by what magic you have been enabled to defend a palace and a few yards of beach against a city and an army. But we know now that your gods are irresistible and that you are a worker of miracles. I no longer threaten you.
Very handsome of you, indeed.
So be it. You are the master.
Yes, yes, my friend. But what then?
Spit it out, man. What have you to say?
I have to say that you have a traitress in your camp. Cleopatra!
The Queen! Spit it out sooner, you fool. Now it's too late.
What is he doing here?
Just going to tell me something about you. You shall hear it.
If he had spat it out first and not flattered him.
Right.
Time and a place for flattery, my friend, and that was not it.
Too late.
Caesar,
Out with it.
what I have to say is for your ears, not for the Queen's.
There are means of making you speak. Take care.
Caesar does not employ those means.
My dear, when a man has anything to tell in this world, the difficulty is not to make him tell it, but to prevent him from telling it too often. Let me celebrate my birthday by setting you free. Farewell. We shall not meet again.
Caesar, this mercy is foolish.
Will you not give me a private audience? Your life may depend on it.
Hold there, guard. Pass the prisoner out. He's released. Now, over you. You've lost your chance.
I will speak.
You see, torture wouldn't have wrung a word from him.
Caesar, you have taught Cleopatra the arts by which the Romans govern the world.
Alas, my friend, they cannot even govern themselves. What then?
What then? Are you so besotted with her beauty that you do not see that she is impatient to reign in Egypt alone, and that her heart is set on your departure?
Liar!
What? Protestations? Contradictions?
No, I do not deign to contradict. Let him talk.
From her own lips I have heard it. You are to be her cat's paw. You are to tear the crown from my brother's head and set it on her own, delivering us all into her hand, delivering yourself also. And then Caesar can return to Rome, or depart through the gate of death, which is nearer and surer.
Well, and is not this very natural?
Natural? Then you do not resent treachery?
Resent? Thou foolish Egyptian, what have I to do with resentment? I resent the wind when it chills me, or the night when it makes me stumble in the darkness. Tell me such a story as this is to tell me that the sun will rise tomorrow.
But it is false, I swear it.
It is true, though you swore it 1,000 times and believed all you swore. Come, Rufio, let us see Pothinus pass the guard. I have a word to say to him. We must give the Queen a moment to recover herself. And dear friends, Pothinus, they mustn't think I'm opposed to a reasonable settlement of the country's affairs.
Tata-tita. Tata-tita. Please try and be comforted. Can they hear us? No, dear heart, no. If he leaves the palace alive, never see my face again. He? Pothinus? Have his life, his eyes, drag his name from your lips. Dash him down from the wall. Break him on the stones. Kill him. The dogs shall perish. Hail in this, and you go out from before me.
You know, I have to say, last week we watched a Katharine Hepburn movie,
Shall not see my face
and I
until
like
I
Vivian Leigh a lot more as an actress than I do Katharine Hepburn.
Soon.
Just so much more, expressive and...
Well, Katharine Hepburn got more expressive as the movie went on.
That's fair. Yeah.
So you come back to me, Caesar. I thought you were angry. Welcome, Apollodorus.
Cleopatra grows more womanly beautiful from week to week.
Truth, Apollodorus?
Far, far short of the truth. When Rufio threw a pearl into the sea, Caesar fished up a dime.
Caesar fished up a touch of rheumatism. Come on, dinner.
Yes, dinner. I've ordered such a dinner for you, Caesar.
What are we to have?
Peacock's brains.
Peacock's brains, Apollodorus.
Not for me. I prefer Nightingale.
You gonna have some nice peacock brains for dinner?
What has become of my...
Nightingale's tongues, he said. Oh, thanks. Just give me a good old-fashioned beefsteak.
Rose leaves? Am I a cat?
Do nightingales have tongues?
Of course they do. They're birds. Birds have tongues.
Do birds have tongues?
Oysters, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be nothing solid to begin
I guess
with.
I've never considered this before. I don't know.
And they don't have teeth.
That'll do.
Okay. Right.
Caesar will deign to choose his wine, Sicilian, Tuscan, Macedonian, Chianti.
All Greek.
Try the Sicilian, Caesar.
Bring me my barley water.
Bring me my Falernian.
It's a waste of
Come
time
again?
giving you dinner, Caesar. My scullion
I
will
didn't
not
say anything.
condescend to your diet.
Well.
Oh, I
let's try
was...
the Falernian.
Rufio with his
When
mouth
I return
full.
to Rome, I shall make laws
Yeah.
against these extravagances. I will even get the laws carried out.
I wonder if you were in a scene where you had a big banquet out, it's all real food.
And kind.
And,
Well.
like, how many times did you mess up the take just so you can eat?
So you can scarf.
Yeah.
There. So now you're satisfied.
I had an idea of, like, preparing, like, a Roman banquet for, like, a video, but just the food is just so disgusting, I'm like, there's no way. No.
I no longer believe anything.
Oh, how is it disgusting?
Like, field mice as a delicacy? No, we're not doing
What?
that. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. The fish oil that was like that they put on everything that was essentially just fish guts like left out in a barrel to stew.
No better here in Egypt. The
Yeah.
old men, when they're tired of life, say, "We have seen everything except the source of the Nile."
Why not see that? Cleopatra.
Oh, here we go. I was waiting for that.
Drag the flood to its cradle. In the heart of the regions.
Was Caesar interested in seeing the source of the Nile?
Very much so. And I don't know if they made it, but he definitely went up the Nile with her, like they tried.
Legions before I finish the roast boar. No scoffing. This is a noble scheme. Come, let's name the holy city and consecrate it with Sicilian wine.
Cleopatra shall name it herself.
It shall be called
I think Caesar is drunk.
Caesar to his beloved.
No. Something vaster than that. Something universal like the starry firmament.
Why not simply cradle of the Nile?
No, the Nile is my ancestor, and he's a god. Oh, I thought of something. The Nile.
A
shall
river
be
is a
his
god.
Let us call upon him all
Sure,
together.
we'll go with it.
Send for him.
I mean, the Romans had a god of dung heaps.
Away with all.
They did.
Seriously? Seriously?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my kitty eye.
Yes.
What was his name?
I could make 1,000 terrible jokes right now, but to be honest, I can't remember. They had a god of doorknobs. That's also real.
Dear.
That's also real.
Oh. And I thought the craziest god I've ever heard of was the Hindu god of rats. They have a temple dedicated to him, like they let the rats just swarm over everything.
Oh god.
Apparently there has never been an outbreak of plague or any other sickness there.
Well, obviously whatever that god's doing is working.
Yeah, but I once made a joke that there's probably a temple dedicated to dung heaps, but I honestly didn't know that there was actually a god of the dung heap. Oh,
I'll look up his name for you. I
please
knew
do.
it, but it fell out of my head.
Yeah, just put it right here, right here. You said it. Oh.
It is nothing. They are beating some slave.
Nothing. Man with a knife in him, I'll swear. Murder? Silence. Did you hear that? Another cry? No, it's that. Something fell, I think. Something with bones in it, huh?
Man with a knife. We actually know.
Will you leave me?
Actually, apparently, if you stab a man in the back, he's incapable of screaming because the impact will force all the air out of his lungs. So said Christopher Leigh.
That
may or may not have been speaking from personal experience. He was an SAS.
Right. Chris Leigh was a bad dude, man. Well, like one of the greatest careers ever. One of the greatest guys ever.
Mm-hmm. What was it in, like 250 films?
Something like that, yeah. Played Dracula about 100, 200 times.
Quality kind of went down.
Looks again on the face of her soul.
Yes.
There's some mischief between those two. Cleopatra, what has happened?
Nothing, dearest Caesar, nothing. I am innocent. Dear Caesar, are you angry with me? Why do you look at me so? I have been here with you all the time. How can I know what has happened?
That is true.
Of course it is true. You know it is true, Rufio.
Shall know. Presently. Caesar, remember your bodyguard is within call.
Why do you allow Rufio to speak to me so? You should teach him his place.
Teach him to be my enemy and to hide his thoughts from me as you are now hiding yours.
Oh.
Why do you say that, Caesar? Indeed, I am not hiding anything. You are wrong to treat me like this. I am only a child, and you turn into stone because you think someone has been killed. I can't bear it. But there, I know you hate tears. You shall not be troubled with them.
Clever crocodile tears.
I am so silly. I cannot help being hurt when you speak coldly.
How did that saying ever get off the ground? Crocodiles don't have tear ducts.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know the origin of it.
What has frightened you into this? What have you done?
I'm just a silly little girl, Caesar. I don't know what I'm doing.
Caesar, I swear it.
I know that. I haven't trusted you.
Be right back.
Alright.
Oh.
Whole town's gone mad, I think.
Oh dear.
Driving us into the sea.
Mob.
We laid hold of this renegade. We were clearing him out of the courtyard.
Release him. What has offended the citizens, Drusus Septimius?
What did you expect, Caesar? Pothinus was a favorite of theirs.
What has happened to Pothinus? I set him free here but an hour ago. Did they not pass him out?
Aye, through the gallery arch, 60 feet above ground, with 3 inches of steel in his ribs. He is as dead as Pompey. We are quits now as to killing. You and I.
Assassinated. Our prisoner. Our guest.
Rufio. Whoever did it was a wise man. And a friend of yours. But None of us had a hand in it. So it's no use frowning at me.
He was slain by order of the Queen of Egypt. I am not Julius Caesar, the dreamer.
Crowd, shut up.
I was his slave to insult him. Rufio said I did well. Now the others shall judge of me too. This Pothinus sought to make me conspire with him to betray Caesar. I refused, and he cursed me, and came privily to Caesar to accuse me of his own treachery. He insulted me, the queen, to my face. Caesar would not avenge me. He spoke him fair and set him free. Was I right to avenge myself? Speak, Lucius.
I do not gainsay it, but you'll get little thanks for it from Caesar.
Apollodorus, speak. Was I wrong?
I have but one word of blame, most beautiful. You should have called on me, your knight, and in fair duel, I should have slain the slanderer.
I will be judged by your very slave, Caesar. Britanus, speak. Was I wrong?
Were treachery, falsehood, and disloyalty left unpunished, society must become like an arena full of wild beasts tearing one another to pieces. Caesar is in the wrong.
And so the verdict is against me, it seems.
Tough spot to put that guy in.
Listen to me, Caesar. If one man in all Alexandria can be found to say I did wrong, I swear to have myself crucified on the door of the palace by my own slaves.
If one man in all the world can be found, now or forever, to know that you did wrong, that man will have either to conquer the world as I have or be crucified by it. Do you hear? These knockers at your gates are also believers in vengeance and in stabbing. You have slain their leader. It is right that they should slay you. And so to the end of history. Murder shall breed murder, always in the name of right and honor and peace, until the gods are tired of blood and create a race that can understand. Let the Queen of Egypt now give her orders for vengeance and take her measures for defense, for she has renounced Caesar.
You will not desert me, Caesar. You will defend the palace.
You have taken the powers of life and death upon you. I am only a dreamer.
But they will kill me.
Why not?
In pity.
Pity? What has it come to this so suddenly that nothing can save you but pity? Did it save Pothinus? Caesar, enough of preaching. The enemy's at the gate. And what has held him baffled at the gate all these months? Was it my folly as you deem it, or your wisdom? In this Egyptian Red Sea of blood, whose hand has held all your heads above the waves? And yet when Caesar says to such an one, friend, go free, you, clinging for your little life to my sword, dare steal out and stab him in the back. By the gods, I'm tempted to open my hand and let you all sink into the flood. Will you desert us because we're a parcel of fools? I mean no harm by killing. I do it as a dog kills a cat, by instinct. We're all dogs at your heels, but we have served you faithfully. Alas, Rufio, my son, as dogs we're like to perish now in the streets. Caesar, what you say has an Olympian ring in it. But I'm still on the side of Cleopatra. If we must die, she shall not want the devotion of a man's heart, or the strength of a man's arm.
But I do not want to die.
Oh, ignoble. Ignoble. Hearken to me, Caesar. It may be ignoble, but I too mean to live as long as I can. Well, my friend, you are likely to outlive Caesar. Does Caesar despair? He who has never hoped can never despair. Caesar, in good or bad fortune, looks his fate in the face. Look it in the face now, and it will smile as it always has to Caesar. You presume to encourage me? I offer you my services. I will change sides, if you will have me. But at this point? At this point. Do you suppose Caesar is mad to trust you? I do not ask him to trust me until he is victorious. I ask for my life and a command in Caesar's army. And since Caesar is a fair dealer, I will pay in advance. Pay? How? With a piece of good news for you. What news? What news? What news did you say, my son Rufio? The relief has arrived. Mithridates of Pergamus is on the march. Is it not so, Lucius Septimius? He has taken Pelusium. Lucius, you are henceforth my officer. Rufio, the Egyptians must have sent every soldier from the city to prevent Mithridates crossing the Nile. There is nothing in the streets now but mob. Mob! It is so. Mithridates is marching by the great road to Memphis to cross above the Delta. Achilles will fight him there. Achilles shall fight Caesar there.
Mithridates was a very close ally and puppet king. That certainly checks out.
Now you take 20
Public king of what?
by this street.
Pergamum.
Stoning you. Out will come the cohorts by this.
That is modern day.
Like Balkans-ish. I forget exactly. It's kind of in that area.
Not quite Greece, but not quite.
Lucius, give the word to start.
Yeah. It, like
Lend me your sword.
across the Aegean, I want to say.
I accept both. Are you ready? Ready for art. The art of war. Come, it is something like business. Is it not, my only son? You understand about the streets, Rufio? I think I do. I'll get through them at all events.
Caesar. Caesar. Have you forgotten me?
Oh, I'm busy now, my child, busy. When I return, your affair shall be settled. Farewell. Be good and patient. That game's played and lost, Cleopatra.
And she never saw him again.
Worst of it.
Go follow your master.
Word first. Tell your executioner that if Pothinus had been properly killed in the throat, he wouldn't have called out. Your man bungled his work.
How do you know it was a man?
Oh.
It wasn't you. Oh, you were with us when it happened. Was it she? With her own hands?
Whoever it was, let my enemies beware of her. Look to it, Rufio. You who dare make the Queen of Egypt a fool before Caesar.
I will look to it, Cleopatra. Let's teach these Egyptians how to fight and how to run. Eh? And then, home to Rome!
Tita!
Good old-fashioned riot police.
Heck yeah.
I think riot police nowadays actually still use Roman tactics.
Funny you should say that, because a bunch of protesters in downtown Portland set up like a shield phalanx.
Really?
Yeah, and like the cops like couldn't break it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Is there footage, pictures? Oh, this I gotta see.
I'll send you the clip.
I assume that the line was eventually broken with tear gas and rubber bullets.
Yeah, I didn't see the conclusion. They were holding their own for a little while though. It's
were you actually there?
No, I didn't go. No, I never go downtown. God no. Cool.
There's these pop-up ads.
Yeah.
Interesting formation the Romans have decided.
Yeah, that little wedge thing. That's.
Looks to be like a boar snout formation, but that wasn't around until the Saxons were.
Right.
Specifically designed to break a shield wall.
Huh.
And during the Battle of the Nile, wasn't Ptolemy was wearing gold armor, and if I remember correctly, he was chased into the river, and his armor weighed him down so much that he drowned. At least that's how I understood it to be.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with that aspect, to be honest. That rings true to me.
Ooh.
Of whose genius you are the symbol. Part brute, part woman, and part God.
Ah, callback.
Here he comes. my ship awaits me. The hour of Caesar's farewell to Egypt has arrived. And now, Rufio, what remains to be done before I go? You've not yet appointed a Roman governor for this province. What say you to Mithridates of Pergamus? Why, the Jew want him elsewhere. Indeed. Well, what do you say to yourself? I, a governor? Are you dreaming? Do you not know I'm only the son of a freedman? Has not Caesar called you his son? Peace a while there and hear me. Hear the service, quality, rank, and name of the Roman governor. By service, Caesar's shield. By quality, Caesar's friend. By rank, a Roman soldier. By name, Rufio.
Yeah. Obviously, there wasn't a ton of social mobility, but you know who was a new man was Cicero. He absolutely came from poor stock. And like
Cicero. Which Cicero? I know that there are a few.
Marcus Tullius Cicero.
Where is that British islander,
and during Caesar's day, or?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, it was Antony who probably didn't kill him himself, but ordered him killed.
By Titus Pullo in HBO's Rome.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
It was the politest execution I've ever seen.
These aren't the deeds of a slave.
I think they actually like dragged him from his carriage or something.
I was born free.
But
they call you Caesar's
Rome is great. I love that show.
Only a Caesar's slave.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Well said. Ungrateful that I am, I was about to set you free. But now I will not part with you for 1,000,000 talents.
That Roman knows how to make men serve him.
Apollodorus, I leave the art of Egypt in your charge. Remember, Rome loves art and will encourage it.
I understand, Caesar. Egypt must pay her tribute to Rome in art.
Mm-hmm. And now what else have I to do before I am...
And in grain.
Something I cannot remember.
Yes.
I wonder what it can be.
The bread basket.
Well, it must remain undone. We must not waste this favorable wind.
Caesar, I'm loath to let you go back to Rome without your shield. There are too many daggers there.
It matters not. I've always disliked the idea of dying. I'd rather be killed. Farewell, Rufio. Farewell.
Famous last words.
Farewell, Apollodorus.
Ectu brute. Ectu.
He didn't say that. He said Kaisu.
I know, but that's
Kaisu Technon.
I know, but everyone knows the Ectu brute line.
Right.
Blame William Shakespeare.
Indeed.
I knew there was something. How could you let me forget her, Rufio?
How can you forget Cleopatra?
Has Cleopatra no part in this leave-taking?
Had I gone without seeing you, I should never have forgiven myself. Is this mourning for me?
No.
Oh, that was thoughtless of me. It's for your brother.
No.
For whom, then?
Ask the Roman governor whom you have left us.
Rufio?
Yes, Rufio.
Thought she got along with
He who is to
Rufio.
rule in Caesar's name. In
Yeah,
Caesar's
but she...
way, according to Caesar's boasted laws of life.
He's to rule as he can, Cleopatra. He's taken the work upon him and will do it in his own way.
Not in your way, then. Without punishment, without revenge, without judgment.
Now that is the right way. The great way. The only possible way in the end.
I believe it, Caesar, but look you. Cleopatra had a tigress that killed men at her bidding. I thought she might bid it kill you someday. So, without malice, I only cut its throat. That's why Cleopatra comes to you in more.
Tigers.
He has shed the blood of my
The Romans ever encounter tigers?
Yeah.
I know they have lions, but...
Yeah, they imported a shocking diversity of creatures. Tigers, elephants. There's so many things actually like really attested from triumphs.
Does that mean reconciliation?
No, no, no. Only it is so ridiculous to hear you call her Tota Tita.
As much a child as ever, Cleopatra.
There's actually a source that claims that they had an elephant trained to like write stuff in the dirt, which I think is probably not. I don't know.
Well, it is possible. I have seen
that.
And they are very, very intelligent creatures.
True, true.
To Egypt, indeed. What can Rome give me that Egypt cannot give me?
Makes a man want to download ad blocker.
Seriously.
If I can find one that isn't a virus. I've been burned before. Seriously, I've lost a computer doing that.
That's what keeps me from doing it, to be honest with you.
Come, Cleopatra, forgive me, and bid me farewell. And I will send you a man. Not old,
Send you a man.
Right for the knife.
Not stoop for the weight of the world on his shoulders, but brisk and fresh, strong and young, hoping in the morning, fighting in the day.
Send you Mark Antony, who definitely will not ruin your life and your country.
Well, I think that they ruined each other's lives and country.
Yeah.
Mark Antony.
You're a bad-hand at a bargain, mistress, if you swap Caesar for Antony.
So now you're satisfied.
You will not forget.
I will not forget. Farewell. I do not.
Inaccurate. She was actually in Rome at the time that he was shanked.
That's right.
Hail and farewell. Hail Caesar and farewell. No tears, dearest queen. They stab your servant to the heart. He will return someday.
I hope not. But I can't help crying. As the same.
Hail Caesar. You know, I honestly wonder what they do with those sets afterwards, like the big elaborate ones.
It's such a shame that they probably just tear them down. Like, they should have used them, like, should have just repurposed them for, like, other epic movies. Like, you can dress it up, film it from a different angle, whatever, you know.
Well, I know for a fact that when they filmed the rise and fall of the fall of the Roman Empire, the scenes that were filmed in Rome, all those buildings were actually made out of concrete, so that would have been a lot. That's a lot of work to put in something that's you're going to tear down afterwards.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Brother Harrison, what did you think of creepy old man creeps on a teenaged foreigner?
Now when you put it like that.
Ancient history, Jeffrey Epstein style.
Oh dear. You had to put it like that, didn't you?
What did you think of Caesar and Cleopatra, sir?
Oh, I love that movie. As I said, they just don't make movies like that anymore.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying, yeah, I agree. It's very good. But elucidate your other thoughts.
Yeah, it's just so colorful and carefree and fun.
Yeah,
like you can tell, like a lot of the actors are having fun during the filming of this.
Absolutely. And then, like, I don't know, compare this to, like, I don't know, a weird comparison sticking out to me is it feels like 1960s Adam West Batman versus, like, Christopher Nolan Batman, where it's just like everything's dark and depressing.
Yeah, night and day difference.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. There's
although your inner historian was probably screaming at several scenes.
I mean, yeah, they got a lot of that stuff, like, quirky and wrong, and a lot of it that they tried to get right is antiquated now because, like, the field has moved far beyond that. I don't really care about that stuff so much when I'm watching a movie. I see that stuff as just like it's source material, and you, like, give your own spin on it. That's, you know, kind of how I view the whole, you know, accuracy thing. It's not a documentary. It's not meant to be. But
no, the show was supposed to be just about a little bit of fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I loved it. Didn't we start out doing these shows like we were gonna watch crap movies, and now all we watch is, like, good stuff?
Yeah, well, give me a little bit, and I'll try and find some bad movies that are funny.
Right on. Well, sign us out, sir. Sign us out.
All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed our reaction/review of Caesar and Cleopatra from 1945, starring Claude Rain and Vivian. Can't pronounce their last name for the life of me. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to both this channel and also to the World Renowned Historians channel.
Links down there.
And also to my channel. And until next time, guys, this has been your host, Harrison MacArthur, Draco Pendragon, and the World Renowned Historian, signing off.
Thanks for watching, y'all. Salvete, shall we say.